So the second dish that or dessert that I decided to do this week was just something really simple. A lot of times when you have dinner parties or whatnot, you don't have a lot of time to create this magnificent gourmet dessert. So I'm going to use the strawberry Philadelphia cream cheese, and I'm going to actually use the whole container of this. And what I'm going to do is I have these really nice frozen puff pastries that you can get in your frozen food section at your grocer. So I'm going to use those puff pastries. I'm going to bake those off. I'm going to make a nice strawberry cream that I'm going to use to put inside of the shell. And then I'm going to make a rhubarb sauce that I'm going to heat up on the stove and make nice and thick. And I'm going to put that rhubarb sauce down over the top of my cream. So I guess what you could call it would be a strawberry rhubarb puff pastry. Okay, so now I have my puff pastries here on my baking sheet. So what I've done is I've preheated my oven at 400 degrees. You want to make sure that you preheat your oven first. So these are going to go in for about 20 minutes in a 400-degree oven until they're nice and golden brown. We're going to do two things. I'm going to make up the cream that's going to fill the inside of our puff pastries, as well as I'm going to start cooking off the rhubarb sauce. Everything should be done between the cream and the sauce by the time our puff pastries are out of the oven. So all I have here for the filling is I have one can or container of just like a Cool Whip. So we're going to just add that into my bowl here. I have a quarter of a cup of sugar. I don't want too much, but just enough for a little bit of sweetness. We're going to add that in. And then we're going to add in the whole 8-ounce package of the strawberry Philadelphia cream cheese, which smells wonderful, by the way. Never actually used it before, but I think it's really going to make the puff pastries really, really nice. So all we're going to do now is I'm going to take my hand mixer. I'm just going to mix this up. And what we're going to do with it is just set it in the refrigerator just to keep it nice and cool until our puff pastry. The cream is all done. That is set in the refrigerator to cool. So now I'm going to start my rhubarb sauce. Now I have frozen rhubarb in my refrigerator or in my freezer. My mother gives me rhubarb every year from her patch that's out back. So all I've done is I've added one package of rhubarb, which is probably about 1.5 cups. And I've just added that to my pan here. I've turned it on medium-high. So all I'm going to do now is I have 3/4 of a cup of sugar. So I'm going to add that right into my rhubarb. I like cinnamon and rhubarb, so I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And I'm also going to add a little bit of flour for a thickening agent. So I'm going to add that right in. And all we're really going to do is let this sit and boil and cook. It's going to probably take about 10 minutes or so for the rhubarb to get nice and soft and for the sauce to start thickening. So once that boils, it will start to thicken, and we're going to have a really nice, flavorful rhubarb sauce to put over our puff pastries with the strawberry cream. Okay, so my rhubarb sauce is fully done. It's still got a little tartness to it, but it has awesome flavor. The cinnamon and the rhubarb really, really, really taste great together. So that's all done, and then I have my strawberry cream that I made, which looks great itself. So I just took 2 of our little puff pastries, and all I did was took the caps off so that you have the holes in the inside. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my warm rhubarb filling, and I'm just going to spoon some right into the inside of these pockets. So they're all set. I have the rhubarb filling inside of my little puff pastry pocket. So now I have that nice strawberry Philadelphia cream cheese cream that I'm going to use to put on top of the rhubarb. And really, rhubarb is so wonderful, especially this time of year. It's spring, it's starting to go into summer, and really what is better than rhubarb? I mean, it's just a wonderful flavor, texture, it's got that tartness. It's just a wonderful dessert to make. So we have our puff pastries here. So all I'm going to do is just take a nice dollop of the cream. I'm going to put that right on the top there of each of those. And really what this is excellent. It's kind of like a strawberry rhubarb pie, but just in mini form. So I have these little cups, or the little caps, that I pulled off the top of these. So I'm just going to put those right on the side, just like that. And what I'm going to do is I have some powdered sugar here. There. And there you have it. My puff pastries with the strawberry and rhubarb sauce.